Coming back to the civil engineering BARC, if you haven't gone through civil engineering BARC written test video, links over there, click on it and go through it. And if you just want to go through the interview video, I'm reintroducing myself. My name is Ashish Ranjan. I cracked BARC in 2017. I'm from mechanical field, but was over there for 14 months, so obviously made a lot of friends from other disciplines. One of the guy, Ranjit, he's from civil engineering. He cracked civil engineering BARC in 2017, guided me to make this video. Now I'm going to talk about what is the BARC interview system. Now BARC interview is a standard it has a standard pattern which I'm going to talk about. The interviewers, the scientists over there expect few things out of you, which I'm going to discuss over here. Now these interviewers does not expect you to have a lot of knowledge. Even though it is a research organization, they do not expect you to have written a lot of research paper or have done a lot of projects. What they want is to see your thinking ability, and what they want is to see how good your basics are. So if your basics are good, they're going to see how far you can think. And every now and then when you are going to get stuck, because you are going to get stuck, these are scientists, you cannot answer each and every question they ask. When you're going to get stuck, they're going to give you a little bit hint every now and then to let you think a little bit more in the direction that they want you to think. Okay, so this is how basically the BARC interview goes. Now coming back to the civil engineering, in his interview in particular, and all the selects in BARC civil engineering 2017, they did not ask anyone to mention their favorite subjects, which is a common ritual in BARC interviews. The first 2 minutes they are just going to say what are your 5 favorite subjects, but in this one, civil engineering, they did not ask. But it was only in 2017. In previous years they used to ask 5 favorite subjects, so you have to be prepared for both. If they ask 5 favorite subjects, write your 5 favorite subjects. Understand that the priority matters. The first subject whatever you have mentioned, most of the questions are going to come from that, and the priority decreases to the second, third, fourth and fifth subject, okay, accordingly. But if they do not ask you any favorite subjects, they are very simple basic subjects for civil engineering, which I'm going to mention over there, that you just have to study to go through this interview, because they are definitely going to hit these subjects. Now the first question that was asked from Ranjit was from fluid mechanics, in particular fluid statics. A very simple question of hydrostatic paradox was asked, what is the pressure at the bottom, and these things were asked, which is very common. Now I'm going to suggest a source for you guys to go through, so that you are very good with the basic part of fluid mechanics. Okay, now there's this series of lectures by Shankar Ramamurthy. He teaches at Yale University, and there's another series of lecture by Walter Lewis, Physics 101. Those are lectures by MIT. Okay, so if you go through these two, only the fluid mechanics part, the fluid statics part and the pressure part are very well explained in these lectures. This is what I followed, because you can understand the mechanical engineering and civil engineering has similar fluid part. Okay, so you can follow it. It will really strengthen your basics, and it will really help you answer the questions of these scientists. So the second set of questions was asked to him from structures. Now this is how BARC interview goes. You enter the BARC interview room, you are going to see a round table, and around that round table you will see 5 or 6 scientists sitting over there, senior scientists. Okay, out of that, one scientist has only one job, to go through your certificates. Others are going to ask questions. Each scientist is going to have a particular subject in which they are going to focus on, from which they are going to ask questions from you. So if one interviewer is done asking questions from his subjects for, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes, he's going to pass the interview to the next interviewer. Now that interviewer is going to ask questions from his subject. For example, let's say structures. So from structures he got first question was from frames. It was portal frame. They said that first apply lateral load, then apply top load. Tell me the SFD and the BMD of the beams and the columns. This was the question. If you are a civil engineer, you understand these things are very, very easy. Simple coaching institutes teach these questions in the first few examples, so it will be easy. Be prepared for these questions, but be prepared for question and also the counter questions, because questions are important, but counter questions are more important. What is the next subsequent question that the scientists are going to ask you, and how you deal with those questions, that is going to be important. That is going to judge your selection or rejection. So answer after thinking properly and pay special attention to the hints that they are giving. Another question from structure that he was asked was the concrete sleepers of railway, right? You understand that? Now basically in the concrete sleepers, the load from the bottom will be uniformly distributed load in the upward direction, and the rail will be applying point loads at 2 points in the downward direction. Now the question that he was asked is, what should be the length of overhang over here? So you understand these kind of questions were asked from him, the third subject that he went into. So as you go to the third, fourth and fifth subjects, the time interval that is spent at that subject keeps on decreasing. So the third subject was steel structure. He was just asked questions from eccentric connection, bolted joints. You must have studied these things in your preparation for gate examination, preparation for written test. These things just practice it before you get into the interview room. Then a practical question came from the interviewers, like, draw the free body diagram of the door. Tell me just what are the loads acting on it. These kind of practical questions you should always be expecting in BARC interviews. Once aspirant went over there, he was holding a pencil, right, to prove whatever derivations they asked him to do, and they just said, draw the free body diagram of this pencil. A very practical question, very simple question, and if you know the concepts well, you will be definitely able to answer this. Some simple questions from concrete, that is RCC. What is the difference between LSM and WSM? Tell me which one is better. These kind of theoretical questions were also asked, so you should be ready. Now keep in mind, all these subjects that I mentioned, none of these subjects was mentioned by Ranjit in the interview. They just asked questions from these subjects. So these subjects are very important. Just prepare these subjects well, and if you have any other secondary special subjects that you like, that your favorite subject, then you should definitely prepare that too. Just in case if they ask your favorite subjects, you can mention it over there and get an advantage. So that's about it about the BARC interview. Some simple questions. This is how it goes. Your question is going to start with a very simple level. If you have gone through some coaching institutes, the first few examples that they give to just let you understand the concept, that's where BARC interview is going to start. But the subsequent questions are the one that matters. They are always going to keep on increasing the level to see how much you can think. So you should be ready for that. Now this is what I used to do to prepare for BARC interview. I used to go through all the previous year questions of BARC interview present on Quora. Some of your seniors are very kind to just put their interview questions over there. So go through it, see the question, do not see the answer, and just think how you would attempt. You have to develop that thinking ability, and that is going to help you to crack this interview. It's not difficult. People make it difficult. If you prepare well, you're definitely going to make through it, right? So that's about it for this video. The contact information of Ranjit is down in the description box. My contact information is also in the description box. Feel free to approach us. We are definitely going to help you guys. And that's about it for this video. Subscribe to this channel if you want more about civil engineering. I'm definitely going to talk to more scientists in BARC and talk about how to crack civil engineering. I'm definitely going to make few more videos on civil engineering. And that's about it. I'll see all of you in the next one.